10.
Our quiet Thursday evening is turning stormy for some. Isolated storms have been moving through the area, bringing rain, hail, and thunder. And this funnel cloud north of Glenfield, North Dakota. A viewer captured this image just after 7 this evening. Let's find out what we can expect the rest of tonight with Hutch in No Wait Weather. Hutch?
Andrea, we'll start with a live look from our Storm Team Skycam network. The Valley Skycam pointed towards the setting sun off to the west, and we certainly see a sheet of rain pushing into West Fargo as we speak. So some in our northern and western parts of the metro seeing a heavy shower. Our thunderstorms severity of which has diminished. That same storm that produced the funnel cloud near the Glenfield area, just a little bit north of there near Sutton, laid down a bunch of hail, 3/4 of an inch to an inch in diameter. It lasted for the Jen Bertrand Jorgensen a good 10 minutes covering the ground. More storms out near Minot, one crossing into western Becker County, one in south central Grand Forks County. Nothing severe at this time. Enderlin, you're about to get some soggy showers. Castleton seeing that as well. And there's West Fargo. We have 3 lightning bolts in the last 15 minutes that may have caused you to turn your head. Speaking of turning your head, temperatures will be falling into the 50s. We'll have sprinkle chances into the overnight. Much more as far as rain is concerned as we head toward the weekend, and I'll fill you in on all of that. But as far as severe weather goes tonight, we're done with that. Now we just have to see what the weekend holds.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you soon. Thank you, Hutch.
I think they did a good job explaining to us what's up next, and we go from there.
Residents living in a Fargo high-rise, the one downtown, the only one, were at a meeting tonight to learn about the fate of their apartments. Valley News Team's Joshua Pagero was told to leave that meeting before discussions even began. But before leaving, he spoke with tenants who say they're concerned.
Plans were first announced months ago by Fargo Housing and Redevelopment Authority to sell the Lashkowitz high-rise. A staple of the city skyline for decades, 3 meetings were held this week for the 247 residents who call the high-rise their home. Tommy Jones says he's been living there for 8 years.
We all had basically become a family, and it's hard to lose a family,
Jones says he's attended all the meetings discussing the building's future.
It is what it is, I feel like a housing authority would do the best they can to make everybody happy and safe.
A few residents I spoke to outside the high-rise said that they have some concerns about finding new housing and at least having enough time to move. But as soon as I stepped inside the meeting, I was asked to leave. Fargo Housing Executive Director Matthew Pike was not clear in a phone conversation as to why we should leave. This agency is publicly funded, receiving money from the federal and state governments. And minutes before, Deputy Director Jill Elias gave us permission to be present after declining an on-camera interview. She said a few residents had left because of our presence. A flyer says Fargo Housing is in the process of getting permission from the United States Departments of Housing and Urban Development to sell the building. One resident outside the high-rise says she doesn't like the decision to move.
I'm hoping that when I move, I'll have help. Other people are wondering too about that, because they're not going to give us any ample time to move.
The agency says funds aren't available for the extensive renovations the building needs. In Fargo, Joshua Pagero, Valley News Live.
Fargo Housing says the earliest it will begin relocating residents is January of 2020. They also say they will help residents find another apartment building to live in and help with moving expenses. A Jamestown man is facing a DUI charge after police officers found a diesel tank that had fallen off a truck and caused a spill early this morning in Valley City. The driver of the truck, 21-year-old Brian Inscore, was arrested for the DUI. The Jamestown police chief says the fire department was called in to help contain a significant diesel fuel spill. Both fire crews and the public works department put sand on that spill to clean up the scene. We have an update for you on the massive garage fire that broke out yesterday in Mandan. Authorities say the fire may have sparked when someone was working on a car near the garage at River Place Apartments. One man says some of the losses were priceless, including a 1957 Chevy Bel Air that his dad restored.
My dad has restored cars all of his life, and he's 90, and he still has restored cars. And he was the one that got me started with this one.
No one was hurt, but the garage is a total loss. The suicide death rate in North Dakota is increasing more than in any other state. It is the second leading cause of death in people 34 and under, mostly among working age men. The state suicide prevention program developed two initiatives. One is called Zero Suicide. It was shown to reduce suicides by 80%. The other is called Sources of Strength, which has been implemented in 58 schools.
Helps kids build resiliency and coping skills so that they can get through hard times. They have the tools to get through difficult moments, and they also have those relationships within their school with caring adults.
If you or someone you know is struggling, you can call this phone number, 800-273-8255, and First Link will connect you with someone who can help. A Detroit man is in jail accused of smuggling over 2,500 oxycodone pills to Bismarck. Police conducted a traffic stop on the man for suspicion of drug trafficking. When searching the car, police found $189,000 worth of pills. That man is facing multiple charges, including conspiracy with intent to deliver. A big change up tonight within the St. Paul Police Department. 5 officers were fired today after not stepping in when an assault was taking place. The police chief there says officers are expected to intervene. The long-term investigation was completed, and there was also a recommendation made by a review commission. An 8-year-old boy has a long recovery ahead of him after being hit by an SUV while he was on a bike in West Fargo. According to the mom's Facebook page, he has skull fractures and facial fractures, among other serious injuries. And this wasn't the first accident this week where a child on a bike was hit by a car. Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer investigates what else can be done to prevent these devastating accidents.
This West Fargo boy is just like any other 9-year-old. He loves spending time on his bike. He lives right across the street from where the serious crash happened.
Oh my God, that poor little guy.
That's why his mom, Dawn Bird, is very vigilant when he's out doing what he loves.
Usually when I'm out here, I'm like, look out, get over here, there's a car coming.
But just like most moms, she's always worried about his safety.
Every year we hear of stories, success stories of children that have been saved because of a simple bike helmet.
Greta Miller with Sanford tells us, unfortunately, these accidents happen. And she says while a helmet can be a lifesaver, you have to make sure it fits right. And if it gets worn down over time, you need to get a new one.
Literally.
That's where Alexis Pearson comes in. She works at the Great Northern Bicycle Company in downtown Fargo. And she tells us they fit helmets for kids of all ages.
Some of them also are integrated with lights in the back, so you can turn those on.
Now, on top of wearing the right gear on a bike, Greta Miller with Sanford also tells us kids need to always be aware of the cars around them.
As parents, we really need to teach our children to look for the vehicles, look at the drivers, try and make eye contact with them, make sure that the driver sees you before you cross the street.
And that's exactly what Bird taught her kids. But still, she likes to check in on her son when he's out enjoying the summer.
Usually when he's out riding bike, I'm out here keeping an eye on him.
In the FM area, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
The North Dakota Highway Patrol and West Fargo Police tell us the accident is still under investigation, and because of that, there's no word yet on whether charges will be filed. People in the FM area will soon have a chance to enjoy the downtown streets of Fargo. This year's Streets Alive Festival takes place June 23rd. You can enjoy games, biking, rollerblading, and other activities downtown. Volunteers are still needed. If you are interested, visit our website, valleynewslive.com.
It's great. I mean, we can get away from the house, get outside, and spend time in the outdoors.
The municipal pool in Moorhead hosted a dive into summer event this afternoon. Families had a chance to get some swimming in and enjoy hot dogs and chips by the pool for free. Drawings were held for prizes, including season passes and beach towels. Staff from both Sanford and Safe Kids Worldwide showed kids how to stay safe in the water. The high school sport of trap and skeet shooting is gaining popularity in the FM area. Just 3 years ago, North Dakota's state tournament broke records by having more than 250 student athletes compete. This year, more than 1,300 student athletes from about 50 high school teams are coming here to compete. Local coaches say the sport's growth has to do with its accessibility.
This sport is inclusive in the fact that male, female, handicapped, you name it, they can get out there and they can perform.
Minnesota's Trap Shooting Championship is this weekend. Moorhead students and others from our area are traveling to Alexandria to compete in what's being called the world's largest shooting sport event.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait weather.
Well, we have a little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning moving through the FM area. Nothing severe, just some good old-fashioned rain, and it's mainly impacting the western half from West Fargo and here at our studios where we see or hear the rain hitting the roof into South Fargo and South Moorhead. It's amazing how different the sky's colors are from complete darkness to twilight as we spin up to the north and west. Just a beautiful circle around thanks to the Skycam network. Here's a look at your current conditions at Hector right now. No rain shower reported there. 68 degrees on the thermometer. Winds gusting from the south-southeast to 24 miles per hour. Still holding on to many areas. Upper 60s to around 70 now in Grand Forks and Cavalier. A little cooler in Valley City where thunder showers moved through earlier with a very heavy downpour. 63 in Detroit Lake, 60 for Bemidji. Thief River this hour 65 degrees. Here's a look at the regional radar. A batch of thunder shower activity moving through the central and southern Red River Valley into Lakes Country. More up near northwest and north central North Dakota heading our way. Our lightning detection network capturing those lightning strikes here in South Fargo, West Fargo, and Moorhead at this hour. A lot of heavy rain through southern parts of Clay County. Well, we've been pretty dry in many locations the last several days, so a little bit of rain. Pretty good, but it is amazing how the north side of town may get very little from this round while we get a good soaking in the south. More showers making their way into Lakes Country. Closer look at the metro, the heaviest showers West Fargo and South Moorhead, while up in the north there's just lighter showers of rain. Detroit Lakes, some showers moving right in on you. Most of these are moving to the southeast at 15 to 20 miles per hour. The strongest cell by far is this little guy moving in towards Mayville with some pink on the radar. We could see some small hail from that exiting the Northwood area, moving right toward the radar dome right here by Hutch's Kneecap. And as we take a look off to the west, we're keeping our eyes on some overnight activity that will be spreading back into our western counties now. The risk for severe waning quite a bit, but we do have a lot of active weather to the north and west that will be heading our way as we close out our work week and head in to the weekend. Temperatures tonight dropping through the 60s and into the 50s for many. Did you notice that our forecast model does leave a pretty good chance of showers and thunderstorms moving from the northern valley into northern Minnesota as we go through the overnight hours? Temperatures near 60 to start your Friday. Cloudy skies for many of us. Will experience south winds that won't be too strong tomorrow. Temperatures responding nicely with some midday sunshine. Then in the afternoon, look at this. Our southern counties, a great shot at 80 degrees. Grand Forks also in that same boat, mid-70s for northwest portions of Minnesota. That's how we finish off our work week. But as we head into late Friday night, things change as we go into the weekend. A very good chance of showers and thunderstorms. A few of those could have hail in our western counties tomorrow. 62 degrees as we start in the 7 o'clock hour, ramping it up into the low 80s here in the FM area. Wind will generally be light and variable, but as our late night approaches, an increasing risk of thunderstorms, but Hutch is feeling mainly after the 8 o'clock hour. Best chance at 80s in North Dakota, southeast North Dakota. You could see even warmer temperatures. A little cooler, but still very pleasant in central Minnesota. Great shot here of the barn and the rainbow. A lucky day here in Fullerton. Genevieve, thanks for uploading your photo. Father's Day weekend, we have late night thunderstorms Friday into Saturday. Saturday, good chance of widespread showers, and they could be heavy in places. Temperatures cool and continue cooling into Father's Day when we see 65 degrees and we've increased the chance of rain. It looks light, but it looks like hit and miss showers. So more of that, a little quieter on Monday, but then more rain in the middle of the week.
All right, well, you know, what are you going to do?
Get ready for rain.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Hutch. Yeah.